Alright, today we'll be disassembling a LG Optimus VM670. I'm going to be using a 2.5 millimeter Phillips screwdriver and a cell phone prying tool. I've gone ahead and already loosened some of these screws. There's 6 of them on the outside. And then when you take this back housing off, there'll be 2 above the USB port. Alright, so I've already taken the screws out. Before you do this, you want to obviously remove the battery, remove your micro SD card, and then you're ready. You want to go ahead and take your cell phone prying tool and go to the bottom of the phone where the USB port is at. Set it flush on the bottom and push. It's going to begin taking the back housing off. So now that's loose. Then you want to go ahead and stick your tool in between the top housing and bottom housing and turn up towards you, just like that. Now on the micro SD side, it's very important. You want to do this right here where I'm putting the prying tool. You want to push up. Do not put that prying tool right here. See that? You will crack that no problem. It's very thin and flimsy, and it's very easy to crack. Just go ahead and skip that part and come right here. Same thing, turn it towards you. There we go. And moving on up, doing the same thing, then it should come all the way off. So there's your back housing. You're going to have your power button, your programmable buttons, and your volume rocker. And pull that out. Now, here are those 2 screws. Top of the USB port. You want to go ahead and remove those. That's what's holding the PC the PC board down to the front housing. So go ahead and loosen those. Completely remove them. Okay. So now you've removed all that. Now you want to go to the side where the SD card is at. This is where I find it the easiest to separate the PCB board and the LCD screen from the front housing. You want to put it right here. So here's your SD card, here's a clasp, and then right here, right next to this screw. Just want to stick it down in there and pull up. Same thing. Be very careful. On this, you don't want to force anything. It'll come up. Alright, so there we go. So now I'm going to show you. the PC board is attached to the front housing. So what you want to do is you want to separate. First, you want to take this power button. You just want to push it up lightly, not hard at all. You will rip this flux cable. So just pry it off slowly, and there it is. It's held down by some adhesive, not a big deal. Okay, now you want to try not to touch your LCD screen because they're a pain to clean if you touch it. You'll never get the lint off it. And when you do, you'll see it took you about a half hour. So now there's 1, 2, there's 2 right here, clasp, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. So what I do is I just let it sit back into the housing. Take your cell phone prying tool, let me get it on camera, take your cell phone prying tool, stick it right there on the first one and just turn it. There it goes, comes right up. Second one, same thing, just turn it. Third one, It's already done. Then you want your it's kind of tough doing this around the camera. Then you want to go ahead and do these other two. Same thing. Just turn it up. There you go. Now it's off. Okay, you want to go ahead and pull that back. Now it is attached to these wires right here. These are your speakers. You want to go ahead and just like that. Nothing more. Take that prying tool and separate the connection right here. You can see that right there. That's what you want separated. There you go. And then there's the piece. So there's the front housing's flux cable. See, I didn't touch the LCD screen. Like I said, it's tough to clean, even with a microfiber cloth. Alright, so now what I'm doing with this phone is I'm doing a refurbishing. So I'm going to take this housing, front housing, and here's the new one. It's got the plastic off, but there's no scratches or anything on it. It's the same thing. So what you want to do is you want to take this cable, take this power button right here, you want it above that. You want to get it back into its place, and you want the LCD's flux cable right here. Reconnect it. Put the speaker in. Make sure all your switch pads are in there. Don't force anything. You want to make sure everything's aligned. So I got everything in there. Obviously put the power button down. You can just use a little bit of force to get the adhesive to stick again. Then this piece, once all your connections are reattached, just push them down. Be careful. Okay. Then your housing you just push down. And take that USB cover and put it back on. Reattach the board to the front housing. These are little screws. There you go. You don't need to over tighten them, just a little bit. Okay, then you want to go ahead and get your buttons back. Here they are. There's a trick I use all the time. Take a little piece of tape. Just little pieces. You take that back housing. Take your power buttons. This will save you a little bit of time. Just put them in place where they would be. Then use a piece of tape to tape them to that back housing, just like that. Same thing on this front housing. You take your little buttons. This saves a lot of time. If you're taking apart phones, you know how it is when the little components fall out and it's a pain to hold them in. And take your power rocker, or excuse me, the volume rocker. Put that in. You see that? So now the tape's holding that down and be easy to reattach it. Alright, now you want to go ahead and take the back housing. This is very important. When you put it on, there's two tabs right there. You want those tabs to hook in there just like this. So when you put it on at an angle. Just like that. Put it on, keep pressure on it and it'll collapse right in there. Push it all down. Okay, I'll see ya. Alright. Okay. Look around, make sure there's no space in between the housings. Remove the tape you're using to hold down the buttons. And insert those 6 screws and you're done. Now I have about 4 minutes. I'm going to show you some components on the PCB board. I have an extra one here. So if you're removing this PCB board to replace it, you're going to want to remove this piece right here. Obviously, if you're replacing the LCD, it's fine to touch your broken one. So there's your flux cable to the LCD. That's what you want to remove right there. And there's your LCD. That's how easy that is. Same thing when putting it back together. Just put it in place. If you're buying one of these new, they should come with a sheet of protective plastic over it, so you will be able to touch it. So as you can see, the fingerprints. Go ahead and reattach it. Reconnect that flux cable. Put that screw back in. Don't want to go over my time limit here, so there you go. So remove the LCD, remove this piece, unhook the flux cable. Everything else is pretty simple. To remove the camera, it's that flux cable right there. You just go ahead and pry that up, and it's just held down by a piece of adhesive. I'll do it real quick for you. Install your new one. Very easy phone to disassemble and reassemble. If you have any questions, need any tips, go ahead and message me. Thank you.